good morning, good morning. Hope everybody's having a wonderful morning. As you already know, I'm conscious. To those that know me, to those of y'all that don't know me, I'm conscious. Hope everybody's doing good this morning. I'm joined today by my beautiful wife, the chosen one by Ashley, or Ashley, the chosen one, as y'all may know her as well.
Hi, everyone.
Thank y'all for tuning in this morning. So this morning we're going to talk about do not destroy what God has made for you. So we're going to start off by beginning to talk about how we came on this subject, and we're going to go from there. All right. And again, thank you for joining in. Some of y'all still not here. You know how I usually do. I give y'all a minute to tune in. Oh, wow. We got viewers already. Okay, well, to tune in early. All right. So let's talk about how we came up on this subject. Shall we? Hold it on here. You can hold it.
Yes.
All right. So put them on both of us. So we came up on this subject because of the simple fact that we were sitting there discussing about us working together. We were discussing something that we were dealing with, and it was a very complicated subject, and we had a little, complications about coming down to an agreement about what we were discussing. But eventually, we were able to come down to a mutual agreement, and we were very proud of the fact that we was able to come down to a mutual agreement because, like I said, it was a complicated decision that we had to make together. But we sat there after that, a little while after that, we sat there and we talked about it. We said, it's crazy how sometimes, the littlest things that you discuss in a marriage or in a relationship can cause couples to either get into it so bad that they don't want to be around each other or they don't want to confront the subject about what is going on in a situation or try to fix a situation or try to get through a situation. And it's crazy to us, especially in this generation. And then we say, you know what? Maybe that's something that God wants us to talk about, and this was something that we just came up on. It's almost like through our discussion of what we were going through at that moment, God gave us exactly what to say to y'all. So we say, you know what? That's what we're going to talk about, not destroying what God put in place for you, you
Right.
know. So I'm going to let my wife start off by talking to y'all and explaining to y'all why she feel like marriages or relationships get destroyed so fast based on subjects, and then I will talk to y'all as well. Go ahead, baby. Talk to me.
Okay. I would say it's important to put God first because the devil, you know, he will destroy it. But if you and your partner, if you praying, that's how you keep the devil out. You gotta pray. You gotta also, try to work with each other, you know, and also talk things out. Communication is the key in your merge, in your relationship. If some of you engage, you got to communicate with each other. It's important to communicate. It's important to trust one another and just keep God in the midst of everything because, you know, the devil, he would do just enough if your focus is off. Your focus have to be on God at all times. You just have to make
Yes.
sure you praying. Prayer is important. I know some of you want answers right there, but you got to keep praying. It doesn't matter what it is that you and your partner going through. Pray, ask God to fix it, and He would do it.
Right. Very important.
Yes, it's important that you love your partner, that you lift them up. In spite of if y'all going through an argument, so what? Don't talk behind his back. Don't put him down. You lift him up. Some of y'all make phone calls and you talking to your girlfriends, your boys, and oh, I'm so tired of my husband. I'm getting ready to divorce him. I'm getting ready to cheat on him. You can't do that. When you know, you go to the courthouse or you get married at the church, you got to make sure that you keep your vows. A lot of you just get married for the wrong reasons. Get married for the right reasons and say, Lord, touch me and my husband. I had told y'all this before. Me, I had a mouth problem. I had to learn how to humble my mouth sometimes. Sometimes I can talk too much. Sometimes I can say things out my mouth that's disrespectful. And it may hurt my husband. So sometimes I got to catch my tongue. Oh, Lord, touch my tongue. Lord, guide me, show me what to say. We all had problems with that. But we have to learn how to not let the devil destroy what God have put together and just pray. That's it. You just have to pray and just trust God and just know that God will work it out for you both. If you know, if you put in him first. You can't let the devil destroy it by making you think things in your mind. For example, you can be thinking, oh, your husband hates you, and that's not what he thinking about you. He thinking that you need help. He trying to figure out, baby, what we need to do to make this relationship, get better. What we need to do to, do what we need to do to make this relationship work. It's just important that you do what's best for you and your spouse because, you know, the devil, he do just enough to distract you. But you have to stay focused on God by praying and allowing God to be first. Yes. Hi, everyone. Welcome, welcome. Thank you for joining. God bless you. Please thumbs up the live if you can. It's 5 people in the chat. Thumbs up this live. Thank you. Thank you very much for your support. It's 5 people. I want to see 5 thumbs up. Thank you. Thank you. 6 people have joined. Thank you. Thank you. Yes, God is good. Thank you for joining. We appreciate your support. But I'm telling you, if you want your relationship to work, you have to put God in the midst of it.
Amen.
You have to stop allowing the devil to destroy it by being distracted. Pray about it, give it to God, and let God take care of the rest.
Amen. We'll put it over there, so you see both of us.
Okay, go ahead. No, I hold it. It ain't gonna work.
Yeah, so I'm gonna just state my opinion, that's what I usually do. But I'm gonna say this. I think today
Hold it 1 second.
okay, man, I got you. I think today the reason why a lot of marriages, a lot of situations, as far as relationships go in this generation is not staying together is because a lot of people lack the sense of communication, Oh, you wanna put it right there?
Go ahead, talk.
Okay. A lot of people lack the sense of communication. A lot of people, they lack the sense of listening to their partners. It's like you go through one little situation. It can be a very, very small situation that you're going through, and the smallest situation that you go through, as soon as you go through it, because it's so frustrating, you go through that one problem, then y'all notice that y'all don't communicate, you don't go through it together. Y'all don't try to get through that problem, so it makes it worse. You build up frustration. So as you build up frustration, here comes another problem. So when another problem comes, y'all don't want to communicate about that because you're still frustrated about the first problem. So then when that happens, y'all start to get to a point where y'all just don't want to be bothered with one another, and it starts to dismantle the relationship. But see, when this goes on, sweetheart, they don't understand. It's the part that a lot of people don't understand.
Right.
When this goes on, this is where you have to call, like my wife said, you have to call out to God. I cannot stress this to y'all enough.
Right.
Every time I get on these lives, when I do it for my wife, when she's not feeling well, I cannot stress this to y'all enough. There's nothing wrong with crying out to God. Don't be too egotistic to reach out to God, because God knows you better than you know yourself. God is the king. He's the healer. He's the ruler. He made you. He knows you better than you know yourself. So when you cry out to God, he already knows your pain, and he understands exactly what needs to be done to fix that pain. See, the war is when you're going through all these problems. See, when you're happy, when God gives you somebody that's for you, just like God gave me my wife. When God gives you somebody that's for you, he gives you your soulmate. Real soulmates only come once in a lifetime.
Right.
Really, once in a lifetime. Some of y'all done been married once, twice, 3 times. Some of y'all only been married once. Some of y'all ain't married yet. But
Right.
those who've been married 3, 4 times, I done heard stories about how that didn't work out. Or it wasn't like the first person that God gave them. It's like God blesses us with a soulmate one time in our lifetime. When you get that one soulmate, you have to work through thick and thin. But people don't want to work through thick and thin. When God gives you somebody, the devil seeks to destroy that. Because God loves us. God does things for us. When God does things for us, like bring us a partner that loves us, the devil wants to destroy that because he doesn't want us to be happy. He doesn't want us to grow. He wants to make sure that we stay down here instead of going up here. So this is why you have to reach out to God. You have to cry out to God for help because God can help you fix your relationship. There are problems that you have when you cannot communicate. Like I told you before, the subject that we got today, the subject that we're talking to y'all right now about came about because me and my wife had a situation where we were trying to work out something amongst ourselves, and it was real complicated. Me and my wife been married for a little while now, and we've been together through thick and thin 8 years. So this has been probably the most complicated talk that we could have ever had, but we worked through that talk. And it just made us get to a point where we were just like, wow, why don't couples be able to work through the problems? And it's like I said, it's almost like God gave us a subject to talk to y'all about. Just what I'm trying to tell y'all. And just like me and my wife went through the complications. We go through stuff, yes. And when we go through stuff, if we cannot work it out, we cry out to God on our own, or we cry out to God together. Because one thing about us, while we on this camera, or while we off this camera, what we have is going to stay. We made a commitment, we stay in our commitment.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, what I'm trying to tell y'all, to make a long story short, if you're going through your problems or you're going through the ups and downs, you have to cry out to God. There's nobody who can win this war more than God can. I done told y'all plenty of times on these lives before, you cannot fight the devil on your own. You cannot. Only God has the power to dismantle the devil. So you have to cry out to them. If you feel like your partner is not a spiritual person, that's when you can do it for them. You can pray for them.
Right.
But you can also get your partner to pray with you. If your partner doesn't want to pray, put your partner in your presence. Put them in your presence. Let me show y'all what I mean. Let me show y'all what I mean. Give me your head. When I say it's okay, I don't care. You cough, I cough, I get sick with you. We help each other heal.
Okay.
But look, when I say to help your partner, let's say that I'm the one who prays.
Right.
My wife does not pray. Let's say my wife was not a spiritual person. Now we're speaking hypothetically, of course. You know my wife is very powerful with the spiritual, with being spiritual in God, but I'm just giving y'all an example. Let's say my wife is not the one who prays, but I'm the one who's very big on praying.
Right.
So I know that I want to help bless my marriage. I know I want better for my partner, but she doesn't like to pray, or she doesn't want no parts in it. All I gotta do is just ask, okay, well, if you don't want to pray, sweetheart, well then let me pray for you. Just take my hand and let me pray for us together. Then I bow my head and I will say a prayer to God while my partner closes her eyes, and we will pray together. In the end, when the prayer is over, we will hug each other like this, and I'm gonna say, I love you, and we're gonna do better, and we're gonna let God handle this.
Right.
And that's exactly how you go about it. Because eventually, at some point in time, when God hears your prayer, when God knows exactly that you need help, and God knows that y'all are working together, God is going to make a change. And as your partner sees the change and y'all merge, your partner sees, wow, my wife is listening to me. Or wow, that my wife is lightening up on me. Or wow, you start to see that your partner is not as aggressive, or your partner is trying to listen to you, or your partner himself sees a change in himself.
Right.
Or she sees a change in herself, however it works. Whichever partner is more powerful with praying. Either way, you're going to see a change in your marriage. The partner that didn't pray might see a change in themselves, and they might say, you know what? Wow, I feel good. And they start to feel good. They be like, wow, prayer really works. And that might join y'all together and make your partner a more Christian-like person. They
Right.
might want to start praying with you more. They might be like, you know what, babe, I would like to go to church. And you be like, you want to go to church? What? And they never wanted to go to church before.
Right.
God has the power to change the person that you love like that.
Absolutely.
But how would you know if you don't pray for your union? See, I can't tell y'all this enough. There's a war outside. There's a war outside. There's demons everywhere. So every time that you step out the door, if you're not blessed by God and you don't have God in your heart, you interact with these demons. So every time that somebody touching you like this, it's called a soul tie.
Right.
Soul ties don't necessarily mean in relationships and everything. It sometimes comes from people. Like I said, when them people are touching you, if you're not blessed by God, when them people touch you, God can't shake them demons off. So when you come at home, you bring them demons into your home. You bring them demons into your home, so the war comes into your house.
Right.
I can't stress this to y'all enough. Let me tell y'all one of my favorite movies, and I put my wife onto this movie. And we watched this movie together, and it helped us so much in our marriage, and it helped us so much before we even got married. When we were just engaged, I'm talking about around the time when y'all first seen me come on this camera when I was real skinny. You know, I'm gonna tell y'all my favorite movie. Some of y'all should look into this as a couple and sit down and watch it. It's called War Room. Okay, it's a true story, not made up. Not one of these stories that they just wrote the script and just said, let's put it out there for the Christians or let's put it out there for the people. This is a real, true story. If you're going through something in your marriage right now, sit down with your partner and watch the movie. It's called War Room. Very great movie. Yeah. Very great movie. There's so many things that you can see, so many different things that go on in that movie that can help you in your marriage. So many different stuff, so much different stuff about what to do to help improve your marriage, to deal with prayer, taking notes, and some more that help you in your marriage. Trust me when I say, check out that movie, War Room. Go ahead, baby, talk to me.
Yes, and y'all need to absolutely, just start writing your prayer. Prayer is important. Write your prayers down to God, and pray with your spouse. Yes, some of y'all may be engaged, some of you just may be in a boyfriend-girlfriend relationship. And it's just important that you pray. Prayer changes things. It's the truth. When I was growing up, yes, prayer had been difficult because we like, Lord, I want answers now. But prayer is the answer. That's all I can tell you. I can't tell you to go ahead and rush and be with that guy, go ahead, rush and be with that girl. You got to wait on God. Just point blank, period. Wait on God to put it together. And if it's meant to be, it'll come back together. But you have to be strong. You see, I prayed for him when he was in surgery. I prayed for him when he was down. I had to fast, pray, meditate. I had to do whatever I had to do, even though I had my kids. A mother, a parent have to do whatever they have to do. If you love somebody, you will give them your last breath. I'm just being honest. And you just have to sacrifice. Some of you have to sacrifice. Yes, it's okay to do what you want to do. You want to watch TV and all that. But if you love somebody, you will make time to pray for them. I made time. I prayed for him every day. I made 3 times, sometimes 6 times a day. I was tired. I was weak. I was losing my strength by pouring into him. He couldn't fast. He had surgery. So I had to do it. God used my body to do what I had to do. You have to be willing to do whatever it takes to make your relationship work. If you got a mouth problem, learn how to be patient. If you talking back, learn how to be humble. If you just going back and forth arguing, stop trying to start stuff in your relationship. Some of y'all start stuff and you wonder why all this stuff going on. You wonder why he cheating and all this stuff. Because look at what you're doing. You have to learn how to stop all of that and just let God do what he needs to do.
Amen. I'm going to tell y'all, like, when we come on these cameras and we talk to y'all, when we come on these lives and we talk to y'all, this is when our lives shift, right? We go from just being us to letting y'all into our lives, just like y'all let us into y'all lives. So when we come on here, we're very open and honest with y'all, especially when we sitting there and we telling y'all pieces and parts of our lives. So let me tell y'all, at one point in time, my wife and I had to learn how to put prayer as a serious thing in our marriage. Because when me and my wife got married, our marriage started off rocky. It was not easy in the beginning because, like my wife said, she had a mouth problem. I'm from the streets. You know what I'm saying? I don't tolerate disrespect. So it's like us two and our egos was like this. It was like, yeah, we love each other, but it's like it's causing us to go like this. Boom, 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 boom. You know what I'm saying? And when two things crash, you already know the result is destruction. You know, so we got to a point where we said, man, we just like, you know, something got to be done. And all we knew was how to do what was best, and that was turn to God. Because like I said, when I came out of surgery, I was reborn. My mental was different. I wasn't thinking in a street mentality. I had changed and became more of doing what God wants me to do in life. So my mental was different. So I started to look to God more. So I told me and my wife sat down. We said, you know what? We fighting the wrong enemy. We fighting against each other, and we cannot sit here and do that.
Right.
Like we love you. I love you too much. God didn't put us together for this. We 8 years in this, and we're married. We made a commitment. You know, God ain't bring me to you for this. So we decided to pray. We prayed. We cried out to God. We prayed and we prayed every single day. And God helped us to grow. He helped us to grow because he helped her to understand, you know, she got to be more patient with me. He helped her to understand, you know, that you're going at him too aggressive. He helped me to understand that I needed to sit there and be more understanding of my wife and respect her opinions more. Because that's the thing. When you get married to somebody or you get in a relationship with somebody or you get engaged, you got to understand you and your partner are always going to be the same person. Y'all not always gonna be the same person. See, I think the problem with a lot, this is just my opinion, you know, babe, but I think the problem with a lot of people these days, when they get into relationships, marriages or whatever, or they come into anything, they expect it to be a certain type of way.
Right.
They expect it to be a certain type of way, but see, they don't realize it's not always gonna be the way that they thought it was going to be. They have to understand their partner is different than them. So their partner is not perfect. So the way that they might think, come on, you come out, come on. So the way that they might think that their partner is going to be, that's not the way that their partner is going to be. I think that and a lot of times people get that confused.
Right.
You got to understand your partner is not going to be the same as you. Y'all going to see things different. Y'all going to think about things different. Y'all not always going to be on the same page with everything, but you have to learn how to understand how to make that person's life work just as well as your life work. You have to learn how to understand how to bring it together so that y'all can be on the same page, so that y'all can be one. Like I said, my wife and I in the beginning, we were always on the same page. But we have grown and we have gotten so strong, and we couldn't do that if it wasn't for the power of prayer. We couldn't do that if it wasn't for patience. We couldn't do that if it wasn't for us being willing to work together as a team. You have to be willing to work through your problems. You have to be willing to open up your heart and hear your partner. If you ain't doing that, then you're going to have complications. Like I said, in this generation, there's more people getting divorced than there is staying together. Before, back then, you know, back in the day or whatnot, you know, when I was a youngin' coming up, our grandparents had been married. Our grandparents, and when I say our, I'm talking about people on this live too, no matter what age you are. Back in the day, our grandparents stayed together. I mean, through thick and thin. I'm talking about through the struggle with bills. I'm talking about through the arguments. I'm talking about through the good times. I'm talking about through anything else. They stayed together. Our parents had 2-parent households. They got through the stuff together. If they were going through problems, some of us didn't know it growing up because we didn't see that side of their life. You know, there was more 2-parent households, more grandparents getting along and going through the struggles together. Like they had real love because they actually believed in real love. This generation these days, people so quick to go get a divorce. They want to go and get married. They're like, oh, I want you to marry me, da-da-da-da. Or the man like, yeah, I'm going to marry you. I'm going to give you my heart. I'm going to give you my life. Then they get into the marriage, and they don't want no parts of the marriage. They get married, and all of a sudden, they're like, I don't want to do this. They're not even a year into it, and they already ready to get a divorce. Some of them get 2 years into it, but they ready to get a divorce because they're not patient. They don't want to put in the work in the marriage. When you get married, you have to put in the work with your partner. You also have to make sure that God is the center and foundation of your marriage. If God is not the center and foundation of your marriage, then you're going to have a hard time. Another thing is, a lot of y'all when you come down to marriage, y'all keep people in y'all business too much. Y'all really do. Y'all keep people in y'all business too much. You have to keep people out your business. I can't stress that to y'all enough right now. Keep people out your business. Stop being so quick when you go through your problems to call your best friend. Stop being so quick when you go through your problems to call your homie. Stop being so quick when you go through your problems to sit there and reach out to family members to tell family members your business. You gotta be willing to work it out amongst each other. You have to work it out amongst each other. She don't want to go. She don't want to go. Let her stay.
No, I said medicine. She need to take that
I
medicine.
know. Just let her stay for a second. She wants to stay. Let her stay. But like I said, you have to be willing to go through that together. Oh, you got me a speaker. Thank you, Anita. You know we're parents, so we do this. We on here doing this, but we also gotta be a parent too. But you know, like I said, you have to be willing to go through that together. Your business should only be between you, your partner, and God. That's it. I'm gonna say that again. Your business should only be between you, your partner, and God. Nobody else. I don't care what nobody says. Don't never let nobody in your business. Because, like I said, demons are real. And the devil knows how to seek and destroy. So he knows anybody in your family he can use to destroy your marriage. He knows anybody, as far as your friends, that he can use to destroy your marriage. He can use them as a tool to come in and destroy. You don't want them. You don't want him to have that kind of power over you. You don't want him to. And the best way for him not to have that power over you, like I said, keeping people out your business. I know it's hard. All of us want to vent. We all want to vent. We all want to vent to somebody. I know that. But God is the best friend and the healer that we can have. Vent to God. Vent to God. If you can't talk to your partner at that moment, you feel like your partner ain't going to hear you, no matter what, vent to God and let God do the work. And you're going to see an improvement in your situation, like I said. I ain't gonna tell y'all nothing that I don't do myself, and neither will my wife. We are both right here standing before you right now as living testimonies of what prayer does for a marriage. We're living testimonies of what prayer does for a marriage. Because like I said, if we didn't do what we're telling y'all to do, we wouldn't be standing right here talking to y'all strong and united. We wouldn't at all. You know, we're strong and united. Say hi, Nita. We're strong and united because of the fact that we put God first. Y'all have to be willing to put God first. Like I said, like we said in the topic, God did not put you together to help to be destroyed. He did not. If God blesses you with somebody that fits you, that doesn't come around too often. You gotta appreciate the person that God put in your life. Let me make you understand something. I'm very serious when I say this. When you fall in love, don't fall in love for the wrong reasons. Don't fall in love or start to gain serious attraction because of the fact that person look good. Because in the end of the day, no matter as the years go by, that person looks gonna change. That they face might not look the same no more as they get older. They might start to have wrinkles right here, and then you know that person can have good skin and all that. That skin gonna get wrinkled. That face might not stay the same. That face might go from skinny to fat. They might go from being skinny, and the man might go from being buff, looking like he worked out every day of the week, to him having turkey rolls under his neck. You know what I'm saying? That man might change. A woman too. Women go through different things, especially carrying babies. You gotta understand your partner is gonna change as time goes along. So you don't fall in love with them for the wrong reason. Don't fall in love for the looks. Don't fall in love with them for the money. Don't fall in love with what their pockets have, because eventually at some point in time, their pockets might change. People, one minute have money, they up and they doing well, and sometimes they end up down at the bottom. It goes up and down like a scale. Boom, 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 boom sometimes. Sometimes you can be, I done seen people who had plenty of money and go broke. I done seen people who be broke for a minute and have plenty of money. So the main thing that you should fall in love with your partner for, if you want a long-lasting relationship and long-lasting marriage, is what they have right here in their heart. And guess who's right here in your heart? God. That's why God knows who's for you, because he's right here. If you fall in love with a person for their heart, that means that's the person that God made for you. Right. That person know how to make you smile. That person know how to make you feel good. That person know how to make your day better. That person know how to make you laugh when you frowning. That person knows that person can hear things about you that nobody else can. You feel more comfortable telling them about your struggles than you do your own best friends. God made a person for you. Your person that's for you is supposed to be your confidant, your best friend, your lover, your backbone, your spine. It's supposed to be everything. So when you find that all in one, make sure that you fell in love with them for the right reasons. and make sure that you do right by them. But in order for y'all to grow together, it ain't just a one-sided thing. They need to fall in love with you for the same reasons. You make sure that they fell in love with you for the same reasons. Because some people out here just users. They just users. They only fall in love with somebody for the benefit. They don't fall in love with them for the real reason. You gotta understand, if you want a partner that's for you, you gotta make sure that they for you. That they fell in love with you just like you fell in love with them for them. And at the end of the day, like I said, you have to make sure that God is the center foundation. Because if they fall in love with you for your heart, God gonna know that they're for you. Because God is right here when you have God in your heart. That's how he brought them to you. Because he's right here. He made somebody for you because he lives through you right here. That's why I can't stress to y'all again how important it is to keep God first and keep him as the center of your foundation. And that's on a day-to-day basis. You know, a lot of people these days, I see it happen all the time. Like I said, I see it happen all the time. Go through the ups and downs and they don't want no parts of it. They don't want no parts of it. They quick to run. They try to find comfort in somebody else, and then they end up destroying their home. They go find a comfort, and it don't be over no serious situation. It don't be over like, oh, that person cheated on me, or It don't be over none of that stuff. It just be because of the simple fact that they can't handle the fact that at home they arguing sometimes. They can handle this at third, so they find somebody who say the littlest words like, oh, you look good, what's wrong? You look like you having a bad day, like the littlest things from the outside that grabs their attention. No, don't fall for that. I'm telling y'all, don't fall for that. That's a devil. That's a distraction. That's a distraction. The devil knows how to set up them traps. You got to know how to walk around them traps, how to get around them traps. You better be like Super Mario. Woo! You better jump over them traps or something, because that's a distraction by the devil. And let me tell y'all, most people who fall for that, or most people who done went for that, broke up their happy home, and they're not happy no more. They done lost the person that they love. They said, I know people that turned to drugs because of that. I know people who sitting there trying to fight for the person that they lost right now. And the person that they lost don't want nothing to do with them. And it's ruining them. It's destroying them. It's crumbling them. They don't even look the same. They don't even feel the same. Some of them done lost too much weight from stressing. Some of them done gained too much weight from eating. The point I'm trying to make to y'all is a temporary situation or temporary feeling that's thrown out there by the devil is not worth destroying a happy home. Why would you want to destroy your home for somebody temporary? See, like I said, that's why it's important to keep God in your heart and keep praying first, because God can always tell you, that's a distraction. Turn around, don't fall for it. But if you ain't got God in your heart, like I said, them demons can come and conquer you. The devil can attack you in different ways. You won't even see it coming. And when you lose that person that you love, you're going to regret it. I'm talking to y'all men and women on here. I don't pick sides. You know how I do. I'm just being real with you. Put God in your heart first. Put love in your relationship. Be willing to compromise. Y'all got to compromise, man. I can't stress this to y'all enough. Compromisation is very important in a relationship. Communication is very important in a relationship. Merge. It don't matter what your situation is. It's very important to have those key factors. Communication and compromise. If you don't have communication and compromise, then you're not gonna make it.
Right.
You're not gonna make it. That's the only way you can make it, is having communication, compromise. Those are two big key factors. Yeah, trust. Yeah, trust is big. Yeah, trust and loyalty is a big part too. But that's something slight. That's something slight. When your partner leave out the door, of course you let them be free and do what they want, unless you're controlling.
Right.
You don't want to be controlling. You want to be able to give your partner, just like God give you the power of free will, give your partner the power of free will. Just know when your partner go out, just trust that they doing right. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, when you go through the ups and downs, you go through problems, whether it's over bills, whether it's over an issue that you're having in your relationship, or whether it's over a situation that y'all don't agree with. Communication is how you do it. But through communication, at the end of the day, you can communicate all day. Y'all can go back and forth. Y'all can sit there and say, I don't like this, I don't like that. But if there's no compromise, y'all not going to come down to no common ground. You have to have that compromise. And like I said, if you find yourself not able to do none of that, and you done tried all that, and it's not working for you, then that's when you need to talk to God. You need to put prayer in the center of it. For some of y'all who don't read the Bible, you should read the Bible. You should definitely open the Bible. Open the Bible. Open the Bible. If you don't understand the Bible, then like I said, go get one of them. Go get one of them audio books. Audiobooks. They got audio versions of the Bible. If you don't understand it, get an audio version of the Bible. But there's no excuse for why you cannot be willing to try to reach out to God to work out your marriage. God can save you from a lot of things that you can't even save yourself from, even if it don't even mean marriage. Save you from yourself in a lot of ways. God is the center, key, and foundation to grow in purity in life.
Right.
You know? Go ahead, talk to me.
Yes. What I want to talk about is a lot of us, we run to another person. And we got to stop doing that. We have to stop trying to run to somebody else. If you know you got a problem with your husband, you need to talk to him. Stop trying to be slick and go to that man's house, go to that woman's house thinking if you have sex with them or you make love to them, you're going to feel better. Because at the end of that, your heart going to be broken. Why did I do that? I hate myself. I should never did that. You got to stop putting yourself in situations where you are like, Lord, why did I do this? Why did I make this decision? That's why we are telling you to pray. You cannot allow the devil to destroy your relationship. You got to realize you and your husband come together as one flesh. So you must pray and you must do whatever it takes. Yes, you're going to go through the storm. Yes, you're going to go through the trials. You're going to go through the tribulations. But you have to be strong enough and talk to God about that. Go to your prayer secret room. If you got one in your bedroom, or go by your bedside and pray. Because the devil will take your focus off. He would distract you by bringing somebody else. And you be like, oh, I wish I didn't do this. God, why did I cheat on my husband? Why did I cheat on my wife? Stop running to somebody else and fix it with your spouse. Because you don't want to ruin something that you had that was working, that was powerful. Yes, you had some things that y'all need to work on. But don't run from your relationship because you think, oh, if I go to this other person, they make me feel good. I know what I'm talking about. Sometimes we run to somebody else and cheat. We think cheating is the answer. I'm going to tell you something. Suck it up. Deal with your problems. As a man, as a woman, you got to learn how to pray. Keep people out your business. Learn how to stop telling everybody what you and your spouse going through. Learn how to pray with your husband. When I had problems with my husband, or if he had problems with me, he'd tell me, I don't like the way you said something. You don't talk to me like that. We talk about it. We just don't be, yelling and screaming. We don't do all that. We talk about it and we figure out what we need to do. But stop trying to cheat and thinking that cheating is the answer, because cheating is not going to help you, but make you say, oh, why did I do this? And make you feel guilty. So what you need to do is just pray and just say, Lord, fix me and my husband. And just ask God to show you what is bothering your husband. As a wife, you got to do your part as well. You have to just pray. When he sleep, lay your hands on your husband. Lay your hands on him. When he sleep, I be laying my hands on him. I do just like this, and I pray for him. Lord, touch him. Whatever ain't right, you move it. You gotta pray. You gotta pray for your spouse. Don't be scared to pray over yourself as well, because God will work it out. You just have to trust him and stop trying to cheat. Cheating ain't gonna help you. Ain't gonna make you feel good. It's gonna make you feel guilty. And I'm telling you, you shouldn't be cheating while you're married. Work it out with your spouse and stop allowing the devil to destroy it. The devil will do just enough because he wants your attention to be off. So if you feel something ain't right, don't go to that man's house, don't go to that woman's house. Say, Lord, touch me before I make the wrong decision. You've been married for 10 years, now all of a sudden you want to cheat. Don't do that. Ask God to help you. Cheating is not an option. It's not. It's a stupid choice that we make because we're in that lust situation. And we just have to pray and ask God to help us. So when we ask God for help, we just have to just open up our heart to him, and he will help us. And God will do everything.
I can't stress, man, babe. I can't stress this to them enough. When we, get on these type of subjects and we talk to them about, security in marriage, or how important it is to, hear your spouse out and stuff. I can't stress this to them enough. Just like me and you had our own personal conversation about this before we got married, and we still have these conversations to this day. I can't stress this to y'all enough a couple times when I say this. Y'all think that cheating
Hold on.
is the solution to y'all problems. But let me tell y'all something, and let me be real with y'all. And it's just just me speaking from experience. I'm just being honest. I've been there and done that. I'm not talking about marriage wise. Since I've been married, I've been honest and faithful with my wife. But back in the day, I was in a situation where I did it, and let me tell you, it don't always work. It don't work out the way you think it's gonna work out. And not only that, but I'm speaking from friend. I'm speaking from experience, from knowing people right now who call my phone right now, or call my phone sometimes to talk to me about they going through this and they tore up about this, they lost their partner, they upset. And let me tell y'all something. Cheating, it might seem fun the first time that you do it. It's like an adrenaline rush. It's like a drug. It's like, wow, you know what I'm saying? You get a new feeling. It's like you feel something new, so it's excitement. It's like a new drug to y'all. You know what I'm saying? It makes you feel fulfilled. But let me tell you, even glasses that get fulfilled become empty at some point. Glasses that, I'm gonna say that to y'all again, glasses that get fulfilled become empty at some point. You gotta understand that at some point in time, that glass that was filled with wine is gonna run out, and it's not gonna be nothing left. Don't do that. Don't do that. It's not gonna be, nothing left. You wanna show them your ball? You can show them your ball. Just don't hit the phone. Show them. You wanna show them? It's going, like I said, it's gonna run out at some point in time. So go ahead, go get it. So like I said, that glass is going to run out. So you got to understand that it's not always going to be what you think it's going to be. And then I can't stress this to y'all enough. Yes, I'm going to say I can't stress this to y'all enough because I done told y'all before when I come on these lives sometimes. That's why I say I can't stress it to y'all enough. Let me tell you something. That person that you messing with compared to the person that you married to, ask yourself this: if I go and I sit there and I leave and I be willing to violate my marriage for this person, if I get sick, is this person gonna come be by my side? 9 times out of 10, your answer is gonna be no. Your answer is gonna be no. That person is not gonna be there. When you sick and you going through it, you can barely get out of bed. You think that person gonna take care of you? Gonna break their neck to take care of you? No. When you need something and you really in need, you think they're gonna be there for you? No. You think that this person gonna drop everything to be with you all of a sudden? If you leave your partner, they gonna look at it like, why would I want to be with you and you couldn't even be faithful to your own? Nah, they ain't gonna leave. They ain't gonna leave. It's not worth it. If God made somebody for you, I say it again. Focus on what God put in place with you. There's a reason why God put you with a certain person. When you find somebody that's for you, that loves you for you, and you really, you equally yoked with them, focus on your partner that you're equally yoked with. There's a reason why God put you with them. Like I said before, don't expect to walk into something and think that going into it, no matter how much time go past, that y'all always going to have a happy relationship or there's always going to be good. Everything even good come with bad. Even good come with bad. Let me tell you, just like they say, just like Biggie said at one point in time, more money, more problems. We all need money to survive, right? So why does money come with problems? Because like I said, every good has a bad to it, okay? Every good situation has a bad side to it. No matter how you look at it, it's always going to be a bad that come out of it. The question is, when it's all said and done, what are you going to do to make it better? That's the thing you have to ask yourself. You have to, pass me that. Thank you. You have to be willing to, you want to look at it? Here, let me turn it on for you. You have to be willing to work through it, no matter what the situation is. You have to be willing to put in the work and work through it, no matter what. I see. You have to be willing to work through it no matter what it is. No matter what you're going through, you have to work through it. Y'all got excuses, like I said, we parents, we doing this, and we parents too, we love our kids. Kids come first, but we on here talking to y'all. You gotta respect it. But like I said before, at the end of the day, you have to be willing to put in the work. You have to. You're not gonna get a perfect partner. You're not. It's every day. It's not gonna wake up and be amazing today. You're gonna have days when you wake up sometimes and y'all look at each other and you're just not feeling the day. Rather, you might wake up because you're aggravated, or your partner might wake up because they're aggravated. So one of y'all might have an attitude, or one of y'all might come home from work and might not be feeling it. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna have good days and bad days. But at the end of the day, somebody has to be willing to balance out this. And I'm gonna tell y'all this: it's also about balance. If you know that your partner irritated and you the one who calm, you have to be the one to come and bring that balance. You have to bring them from being irritated to calm. That's why I said it requires teamwork. That's another reason why marriages and just regular relationships these days, whether boyfriend and girlfriend or engagement, that's another reason why it's not working out for people today in this generation, is because people are not willing to work as a team. Me and my wife, we had to learn how to work as a team. We actually just recently, to be honest with y'all, we just did our first time grocery shopping together. Usually when the groceries get put in the house, I just let my wife do it by herself. I be like, hey, take the car, go, da. She put the groceries in the house. But yesterday we actually sat down and did it together. She said, honey, do you think we should get this? Or do you think we should get that? Or I'll pick some stuff and I'll say, do you think we should have this? Or do you think we should have that? And we work together as a team. You have to be willing to work together as a team in everything that you do. No matter what. Whether it's when it comes down to your children, whether it comes down to grocery shopping, whether it comes down to bills, whether it comes down to the stuff that goes on within y'all love, within y'all union. You have to work together. Teamwork is very important. A lot of people just don't get that. I'm not just talking about the young couples. I'm talking about even the older ones. We're not gonna look at it and sit there and be like, this younger generation don't know what they're doing these days. Some of y'all as adults don't know what y'all doing these days too. Some of us. Because when we come on this camera, we family. When we on this camera, y'all with us just like we with y'all. Some of us don't know what we're doing these days. But that has to change. You have to understand. You got to work together as a team if you want to continue to focus and continue to grow based on what God has given you. Because it's not easy to find your soulmate. It's not easy to find somebody that care about you out here. I know somebody right now, and I'm being real with y'all when I say this. I know somebody right now that had plenty of money. Plenty of it. Plenty of it. We came up together in the streets. Plenty of money. And he said he'd throw it all away to have what I had. He don't want my wife. No, he don't want my wife. That's not what he's saying. When he said he'll throw it all away to have what I had, he mean he'll throw it all away to have a good woman to love him for him. Somebody he can grow with. So you know it's real out here. There's people out here who wish they could have a soulmate. So when God finds somebody for you, you have to appreciate and value it. Be willing to fight for what you're building. You ain't build something from the ground up and take all that time and invest all that time into that person for y'all to destroy it. Because what was the purpose of building it? All that hard work. It takes a lot of work to learn how to trust your partner. It takes a lot of work to fall in love with your partner. It takes a lot of work to grow with your partner. So you don't put all this into your partner. I'm speaking to the men and the women, only to let it fall. No, you have to be willing to work to keep it going. You got to keep on building it up. Like a house. When you you're building a house, you got to continue to keep putting those bricks in place to keep growing so that you can build that house up. You have to keep on going. Or else, the devil gonna be like the big bad wolf. Y'all know the story of the 3 little pigs? Yeah. The devil gonna be like the big bad wolf. I'll huff, I'll puff, and I'll blow your house down. You know how it go. Don't allow the devil to win. Get God as the center of your foundation. Put in the work together, listen to each other, compromise, and communicate. Trust each other, stay down. No matter what you go through. Don't let the little things crumble your marriage. Don't let the little things divide y'all. Grow. Don't let the devil win. Don't let nobody win. You gotta stand united. It's y'all two. Key word. Y'all two against the world. God is just at the center of the foundation. But it's y'all two that have to put in the work. It's you and your partner against everybody else. Don't let nobody else come in and destroy anything. Don't let nobody else do it. No. Go ahead, baby, talk.
Yeah, so I just wanted to say, you got to be strong. Be strong, just be strong in your marriage. When you see the signs that's going on, talk to God about it and Work it out. Work it out. When you see things ain't going right, pray about it. And just say, Lord,
All right.
you know, just help me out, help my partner
All
out
right, I'll
as
put it
well.
on. Okay, got you.
And we just have to be strong. Yes, it's okay to cry behind the door. Get it out. Whatever's bothering you, pray about it. And just know that God is releasing everything from you. When you cry, everything is being released. It's coming out. And I want to say this to you. Crying is not meaning that you're weak. You know, it doesn't mean that you're weak. Whatever in you is going to come out regardless, if you like it or not. If I'm mad, if I'm angry, and it's bothering me, and I'm just holding it in, guess what? I'm holding it in, and one day it's going to come out. So that's why it's important. It's important. That's why you have to pray. You have to pray to God and get it out. That's why He tells us. He tells us, if you read the Bible, He tells us in Matthew 6:33. He always says, "Seek me." He tells us, "Seek me first." When you seek God first, He says, "Seek me first," and then He comes with, "All these things shall be added unto you." So when you seek God first, He gonna give you everything that you need. Seeking, He says seek because He know that we gonna go through trials and tribulations. He knew that we was gonna go through everything in the marriage. That's why some of you that's watching us, some of you just had a divorce. That's why you have to seek God first. He tells us, seek me first. And once you seek me and you put me first, everything in your life will be added. You don't have to worry about nothing if you put me first, because I got you. You have to understand that God got you. He tells us, "I'll never leave you or forsake you." Once you do what I tell you to do, I got the rest. That's why you have to seek Him. When you seek in God, everything in you will be released. It will comes out. He knew that we was going to go through things in this world. He told us, "I will give you peace. I will give you life. I will give you everything that you need." But you have to seek me first. Put me first. And listen, God is a jealous God. He's a jealous God. If you putting everything before Him, you gonna deal with it. It's gonna be harder on you until you start putting God first. Once you start putting God first, everything in your life will be easy. But if you keep thinking, "Oh, if I do what I want to do, and I do all this the way I want to do it," you're gonna continue to deal with consequences. The Bible tells us in Matthew, read it when you get a chance, Matthew 6:33. He says, "Seek ye first." You got to seek the Lord first. You gotta make time for God. Y'all can make time to get in that bird and put your makeup on. Make time. If I can put makeup on, I can pray too. If I can brush my teeth, I can pray too. If I can use the bathroom and sit on the toilet for 20 minutes, I can pray on that toilet. You understand? Sometimes put that Bible on your zinc. You know you got to use the bathroom. You're going to be in there for a while. Have that Bible and open that Bible on that toilet. And spend some time with the Lord before you go to work. It's important that we make time for God.
Yep, that's important to make time.
It's important because it's a shame how we can make time for our loved ones. We can make time for everybody else. But we can't do what God asking us to do. So we have to make sure that we putting God first. That's why God knew that we was gonna go through it. You know, even when I was growing up in church, you know, my grandmother and the ladies in the church, the mothers, they used to tell us all the time, "Seek the Lord first, seek the Lord." And we thought it was funny growing up because we didn't understand. Me and my sisters, we didn't understand back then, but we understand now to seek the Lord. So that's why it's important that we seek God first and we do what the Lord want us to do, because the devil, he will do whatever he want to do to distract your mind. So you got to keep your mind on your Bible. Keep your mind on things that will lift your spirit up. Even if it's just praying. Honey, just pray for me. I need prayer. I'm going through a lot. I'm worrying too much. I'm stressing too much. Can you pray for me? Can you pray for my leg? Whatever's bothering you, talk to your spouse about it. Stop trying to run. You can't run. You can't hide. This is something you got to deal with. We can't run from God. We have to face Him until Judgment Day. So we got to do this. We got to do what we need to do. We have to do this, y'all. We got this. We got to do the best that we can. And stop allowing the devil to destroy us. We got to realize that we powerful. We got power in our mouth.
Amen.
We have power. You go to Isaiah 54:17, it says, no weapon formed against me shall prosper. You got to hold that Bible up and lift it above your head. I said, put that Bible in the back of your head and lift it up. Because the devil, you got to stand against the devil. I'm telling you. You got to speak up for yourself. Power right here in your tongue. You got to believe that God got you. Your power is right here. Don't you dare be weak. Don't you dare let the devil win. You got power, and you know what you need to do. All right?
You know what need to be done. Just all I can say, before we get ready to get off this live is love is a beautiful thing, man. It is. Like I said, when God makes somebody that's for you, you gotta cherish and appreciate it because love don't come around too often. Some of us, there's a lot of people out here who spent dang near half of their life looking for somebody to actually, love them, care about them, and grow with them, and they don't find it, But you can find the one who's for you. You just have to be willing to put God as the center of your foundation, put Him first. You put God first, and you can find the one for you. God brought me her back in 2015 when I was out here crashing out. It just took me a long time to, get myself right with God, but God brought me to my right partner. And we've been through the storm 8 years, and like she said, at one point in time when I was going through it and I was, in the coma and everything, she was praying for me. We wasn't even together at that time. So it's real love when somebody is willing to drain themselves out. Because praying takes praying and fasting and, more takes a lot of energy out of a person. So for her to have did that for me when I was in the transitional world and, going through the things that I was going through at the time, that took some real love. You got really love a person to do that.
Right.
She wasn't even with me at the time, and she did that because she loved me that deep. And it's hard to find somebody that loves you that deep. So when you find somebody that loves you, and I mean really loves you, and they go out their way to show you, do not let the devil destroy what you're trying to build. Do not. If you know that you got a mouth on you, and you know you've been through some things, sit there and ask God for help so He can fix that mouth of yours. Mm-hmm. Men, if you know you got an attitude problem, you know you got an anger issue, reach out to God. Ask God to give you more patience with your partner. Ask God to help you to be a better man to your partner. Mm-hmm. There's nothing wrong with having hope. Like I said, if God is not the center of your foundation, it won't even matter. Don't allow the devil to come in and destroy what you're trying to build. And also, some of y'all who are single right now, I'm going to tell y'all, before you even think about walking into a relationship or a marriage or anything, some of y'all need to do some self-healing. I'm very serious when I say this. Do some self-healing first. Heal yourself first. Don't come bringing in all that old baggage from your past relationship into a good relationship, because that old baggage might push that person away. It's gonna push that person away before you even get a chance to pray, or even get a chance to even get that deep into where y'all can even figure out how to put God as a center foundation. You're gonna lose them. Mm-hmm. Heal yourself first. Do some self-reflecting. But God is the center of that, and God will help you to heal. And when you heal, God will bring the person that's for you. Just because you heal don't mean that you're gonna be perfect. None of us are perfect. We all sin. We all have our own different personalities, or different things about us is different. Mm-hmm. But like I said, things can get better if you are willing to work on it and put God as the center of your foundation. Like I said, nobody perfect. Me and my wife, We ain't perfect. We still a work in progress in this marriage every day that goes along. But every day that goes along, we thanking God every day for bringing us closer and closer, and for helping us to grow more and more. You heard that too?
What?
You heard that?
No, I'm forgetting.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So, every day we're growing and we getting closer and closer, but it's a work in progress for us. Some of y'all come on here, y'all ask us questions about what keeps us together. Let me tell y'all, I'm gonna be honest with y'all. The key that keeps us going and the key that makes us so strong and why y'all see us on camera the way that we are and how we got to where we at today and why we continue to grow is because, like I said, we have God as the center of our foundation. When we go through problems, if we cannot agree on our problems, what we do sometimes, let me tell y'all, if I can't agree with my wife and she frustrates me and she gets on my nerves, or I can't see what she's saying, or we can't come down to a common ground, and we know that what we talking about is bad, I tend to just walk away. Okay, we didn't sat there and went bang, we done went back and forth, so we can't agree. So what I do is I walk away and I come in the living room. Okay, this is my spot right here. I find my way on the couch and I sit down on the couch and I give it time. I pray, and then I wait until later on when she's ready to talk, and then we go back and we talk about it. Maybe she done prayed. Usually she prayed. My wife is very deep when it comes down to prayer. So she probably done sat there and prayed for me or prayed about the situation. I done prayed about the situation because she got me into prayer from the beginning. That's how I got to be a better person, But like I said, I come and I calm down, I pray, and then we come back together and we talk. That's how we work our problems out. And when it comes down to anything that we think is going on in our relationship or our situation or our marriage that's going to come and violate it, we talk about it, we communicate. Like I said, I can't stress this to y'all enough. Communication is very important. If you know that y'all have some certain problems in your relationship, like I said, I know, like y'all gotta understand, intimacy is very important. And when I say intimacy, I'm not talking about the sexual side of intimacy. I'm talking about the mental intimacy, okay? The mental intimacy is very important in your relationship and marriage. You have to be willing to focus on the mental intimacy. And the way that you focus on that, like I said, you have to pay attention to your partner. Don't, when you first get with your partner, don't go buying roses and running bathwater and doing all these different things for your partner. And then later on, y'all about 2 years into y'all relationship, or y'all done got married and all that, and then you stop doing those things. No. Keep showing your partner how much you appreciate them. The same way that you got them is the same way that you need to work to keep your partner. That same effort you was putting into your partner, you should continue to put that effort into your partner. It's very important. When things are changing in your situation, you have to be willing to work on it and be better and progress. That is very, very, very important. So I'm just gonna tell y'all, like I said, as far as anything else, you having problems in the bedroom, talk about it. Hold on, baby girl, I got you. Talk about it and work it out. You can get better, and you will get better. But how would you know how to do that if you don't communicate? Whatever you want in your relationship and marriage, talk to your partner. Some of y'all are just too egotistic to do it. Stop being egotistic. Talk to each other, communicate, work through it, get better. You have to be willing to do that. If you're not willing to do that, then how will you get better? You can't. And like I said, if you feel like your partner that you done sat there and tried to talk to about these things is not hearing you out, then go and reach out to God. Reach out to God. Or open up the Bible. Nothing wrong reading the Bible. Open up the Bible and grow. Again, my name is Conscious. I want to thank y'all for coming on this live. For those who don't know me, I'm Conscious. To those of y'all that know me, I'm Conscious. My wife gonna come on here and lead y'all out. And we appreciate y'all. We appreciate y'all. And we thank y'all for joining this live. Hey, go ahead and talk to him. Real quick. Again, thank y'all for y'all. And we thank y'all for y'all support.
Yes, I hope y'all had got something from this word. I'm excited because, this is a great topic that we came up with because, God is good. Apply this to yourself. Whatever you're going through, Just give it to God and just know that God have the final answer. You know, it's not that hard. You have to do what's best for you and your spouse. You got to figure out what's wrong. You got to figure out what's wrong and make it right. Because you have to understand, when you become one flesh, you got to do whatever it takes. You got to do whatever it takes. You got to work it out. You can't be running to other people, running to your mother-in-law, running to your parents. It's nobody's business but your business. Go in your war room, pray about it, give it to God, and watch what God do for you. God gonna reward you both. He gonna reward you when you start doing your part in your relationship. As a wife, do your part. As a husband, do your part. You gotta do your part. Yes, I was just in the bathroom. I'm getting my son ready for school. That's why you see me. I took my wedding ring off. I had to wash him up. He getting ready to go to school. But God is good, and I just want to say, put God first. So God bless y'all. Y'all have a great, beautiful day. We may get back on here later on. It depends on what the Lord wants us to do. You know, I just thank God for allowing my husband to help me do this. Sometimes when I lose my voice, he get on here. You know what I'm saying? It's about, listen, marriage is about working together. It's not, you know, about going back and forth and arguing. That's the devil. Anytime the devil wants you to go back and forth, that's him. So what you got to do, you got to be strong enough and work through everything. You see what I'm saying? He get on here. When I lose my voice, my husband get on here and talk. He do a word. If I have a word in my heart, I may tell him to deliver it to y'all. Doing this, I want y'all to understand, we dedicate our time to talk to y'all. I dedicate my time. I have some powerful videos that I'm getting ready to drop on here today. And it came from God. Let me tell y'all, I got some powerful videos. This is what I do. I'm going to show y'all something, and I'm going to get off of here. Hold on, Mommy. So this is what I do. Every day, you know, after, you know, if I'm by myself, I'm talking to God, I do this. Like, I make my videos every day. I write down everything that God wants me to talk about. And I keep it in my journal. But I'm going to read to y'all this Bible verse that I was talking about. And I'm going to allow y'all to enjoy y'all day. So this is the Bible verse I want to read to y'all. Matthew 6:33, which it reads, "But seek ye first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and all these things shall be added unto you." What I want to say to you is this: when you seek God first, God will put everything that you need together. You have to remember, when you put God first, God gonna do the rest. Some of y'all that's watching me, you worry too much. You stressing too much. Give it to God. Let me tell you something. You and your spouse right now may be separated. But if you pray and say, Lord, if it's your will, bring them back. And God bring that man back to you, you do the best that you can. Don't worry. Don't stress. Give it to God. And say, God, let your will be done. So God bless you. I love you. I want to say continue to be encouraged. Have a great, beautiful day. And remember, God will do the rest for you.
Amen. Amen. And remember, one last thing I want to tell y'all.
Move from the table.
Mental. Remember, the mental part of your relationship is very important. Do not get lows. Focus on the love and the mental, because that's what's going to keep your relationship going for the longest. Sex, you can find that anywhere. But a bond, that's for a lifetime, you cannot find elsewhere. Y'all have a good day. We appreciate y'all. You take care, stay blessed, and be safe.
Yes. Thank you for watching. Go back and watch the video and stay tuned to our videos and notifications. Sometimes we may get on his. Today we didn't have it on here. You know, it just came to us to get on live, and you just gotta keep your notifications on. Okay, so we love you. Have a great, beautiful day. God bless you. Go back, watch the video, and stay tuned to our videos. And like this video. Share it with a friend, a family member, and share it with your spouse. And tell your spouse to come here and watch these videos. So we're going to be talking about multiple things. So stay tuned. We love you. God bless you all. Stay blessed.